do you want me to play the newer version of the Hello song? Or
Oh, you have a newer version?
Has the show already started, Jay?
we don't know. This could be an organic opening. It
Tell
could
me this is
not.
organic opening so I can go off on you.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, that would have been great if it was an organic opening, catching me on a rant. Like, just give me the fucking job.
This is the guy that I know Jay's recording at this point. He clearly in all his time off now, he's made a new version of this shit. Like, it was good. You had a good opening song, you had a good goodbye song. The reason the show has not taken off has nothing to do with your. Oh, if I only put a Van Halen song in here, then our show is going to go real popular.
Well,
what shit are you going to do? No matter what you're going to put in there, it's going to be worth you. Jay, maybe the best thing you did with your entire life was the hello song and the goodbye song. That may be where you peaked, Jay.
so you didn't like Hello 2.0 where I added Cheap Trick?
Holy shit.
Okay, I'll play the original.
I think you should apologize. Play it. Play your new version. And Janssen and I were on the show. If you're not recording, by the way, I'm going to come to Westchester and murder you. But play your new version, and then Janssen and I will vote. We will vote. If both of us like it, we'll keep it.
You already went off on it.
Let's vote. Let's vote on it. Janssen, you want to vote on this?
Sure.
Okay. So Janssen, going into this, do you have any expectation that this new version will be better?
I think it's going to be the same.
There's no way it's the same. It won't be that.
I like the first version, the version that I know. I liked it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's catchy. I like it.
Yeah.
Jay, now please just soil what you've made.
Okay.
Keep adding to your perfection, Jay, and make it worse. Go, please.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello, baby. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
It was actually the goodbye song that I changed. I forgot.
Holy shit. Are you fucking kidding? We went through all of that and you didn't change the song.
No, I actually.
Like, where's the change? Where's the change? Are you trolling us, Jay?
No,
your whole point is.
I had made a change to the goodbye song.
You did that a while ago, right?
Last episode, yeah.
You acted like you had something new for the show.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Do I hear the TV in the background?
I don't know. Do you have a TV on in the background?
That is me. I apologize for that. Let me just.
Are you watching a different show while you're doing a show?
I am watching the Mets right now.
Oh God!
You need the volume off. Thank you, Janssen.
There you go.
What's the score, by the way?
The Mets are 3-2.
You said the M word. Now the entire show is derailed.
Jay, why don't you do an in-between show? I mean, in-between song. You'd be like, this is the halftime of our show. Here's the halftime song. Halftime, halftime, halftime. This is shit.
An intermission song. Huh.
An intermission song. Can you work on that, Jay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'll know. That's why I'll know when the show is halfway over. You won't have to tell me anymore when the show's halfway over. You'll have a musical interlude.
Well, you know a line from "Living on a Prayer" is going to be in there.
Yes. I don't know what other songs you're going to put in there, but that was a magical. That was good, Jay. That was very good. What other songs will tell us that we're halfway there?
Well, I'm going to have to do a little research. I'm getting very close to getting all my music back, so we're almost fully
getting
operational.
very close. Hey, Janssen, Jay lost a lot of his songs.
I remember this.
Yes, it's an ongoing crisis in his life. All his songs are on Spotify for like $12 a month. Mm-hmm. But Jay is, I don't know what Jay is doing.
I need it on my
scouring the
computer.
internet. Like, he's going to like random like dudes' houses being like, I'll trade you a blowjob if you can give me that European band single that I love.
I mean, do you still have Napster? Is that still a thing?
I mean, they're Napster-like sites that I'm using, yes.
You know, if you can go back in time, like if you could develop a time machine, you could only use it once. Janssen and I probably would use that in some way to like do some sports gambling or like something where we make millions and millions of dollars. Jay would go back to like 1999 to go on Napster and like download the rest of the songs he's missing. That's what you do. I can have unfettered downloading. This is fantastic.
I would go to January 2021 and I would back up my music before my computer crashed.
Well, you would back up to a different drive, to an external drive,
Yeah.
instead of just backing up to your drive, which which the guy told you to delete.
Yeah.
Jay's about to like screw it up, and then like out of a wormhole jumps Jay from 6 months in the future. Stop, Jay. Hey, you look a lot like me. Yeah, I'm you from the future. Oh shit! It doesn't get any better. It doesn't. Whatever you do, you've got to back this up. I don't know. I mean, you're from the future, but what do you know? I'm still going to screw it up.
We're getting there.
How is the future going? We have a new apartment. Oh, that's great. What about a new job? I got to go. It's getting late.
So, Jay, what are you doing to recover your songs? Are you just
He's
are
doing
you
nothing
really
legal.
going on
He's
Spotify?
doing nothing
and-
legal. You know that.
Yeah, I'm legally obtaining all this music. But once I obtain it, I got to put my ratings in. I got to make sure the album art is there. And
You got to
the year
put your
and
ratings in.
Yeah, my ratings. I rated every song I own.
It's your personal rate. Like you have to try to remember what your rating was for the Weezer Blue album versus the Weezer Red album.
Well, I had actually exported an Excel sheet of every song I had and the ratings. So I have that. And I'm using it as a checklist to make sure I get all the songs back.
Why don't you put your ratings on J Love Music so the rest of the world can see your ratings, your views on things?
I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's very time consuming though.
I'm just saying, like,
I mean-
what's the point of rating it for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you do have the time now.
I mean,
for a little bit.
sometimes you want to listen to like the best songs of a band. Sometimes you don't care and you want to listen to a whole album. So like now I have both options.
So now your options, but you're based on like, I want to listen to the best songs by The Cure based on Jay's rating, and Jay being myself.
Yeah, that's the
Don't
whole
you
point.
know what songs you like the most for every like any band?
Well, if a band has 20 albums, I don't have all that in my head.
Well,
How
you
many,
should.
how minutes of the day do you spend listening to music?
A good portion.
Like what portion is, because to me this sounds like a 7-hour a day, like this is like a new job for you.
Well, I do it during my job too, when I had one.
But I'm just saying, like, don't you just like, I'll go to Pandora and just put something in and let it play and hit skip if I don't like it.
Right.
I don't put a lot of thought into like, you seem like you put a lot of thought in laying out what songs you're gonna listen to the next hour.
I do, yeah. But more than you would probably care to know.
I want to know, Jay. Tell me the steps. Tell me, Jay. Like earlier tonight, you probably said, I've got to put my work to prepare for the show on. So I'm going to listen to some music while I prepare my notes for the show. Tell me what songs, how do you figure out what you're going to listen to for that hour?
I mean,
What preparation?
it depends what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm in a more mellow mood, that can completely affect the playlist. Sometimes one song.
Still, you're in an anxiety-ridden, like, just like, and I think my heart's going to explode mood. I want to hear what you're going to listen to.
Yeah, just remember from like 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just say it's Sunday night. You now have 5 days of work ahead of you. You're behind by at least a week in your work, and your boss is just been in a screaming mood lately. What are you listening to?
Well, if I'm matching the anxiety I'm feeling, I might put on something like Slipknot.
Okay.
If I'm trying to mellow myself out, I can go all the way back and put on like a Bach concerto. Like I have, yeah. So it completely depends.
And let's just say, Jay, let's say you this is the day after you were done working at your current job. And never mind. This is the day after. This is you no longer work at your current job and you've moved into your new apartment. What are you listening to?
Probably something upbeat because I'm psyched about the new place. So I'm putting on probably Van Halen, something from the 1984 or 5150 era.
What mood? Tell me. How about I name a song and you tell me when you listen to this song.
Okay.
Okay. Beat It by Michael Jackson. What's going on in your life when you listen to that?
You're really setting me up for a lowbrow joke here, aren't you?
You know, actually, it wasn't. I was like, the next song.
I
said that. I actually was not even going there.
Everything.
I was going to ask you. What mood do you listen when you listen to the Barbie Girl song?
Maybe I'm going for a walk and something energetic.
Walking around the city being like, I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
Yep. Skipping along down
Can
the
you
street.
add the Barbie girl song to the hello song?
Did she say hello? I'm trying to think if she says hello in there.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the worst piece of shit you could add to the song.
I mean, I have far more embarrassing things than that.
Should we start the show?
Yeah. Okay, this has been an organic opening. Welcome to The Brink of Sanity, episode 366. I am Jay. With me is Marc and Janssen.
I have 3 nightmare scenarios for you guys. I want to get your take on these nightmare
I thought you were
scenarios.
going to say I had 3 nightmares.
Yes. They all involve Jay changing the hello song. Okay, so there are 3 things that are going on that I thought could be scary for the world.
Okay.
The first one, and tell me how you feel about living this one for you.
Mm-hmm.
There is currently in Australia. Do you remember Australia at the beginning of COVID?
Mm-hmm.
What was going on right before COVID hit? What was going on in Australia? You guys remember?
Didn't they have the fires? Or
Yeah, it was
whatever?
on fire, right?
Big
Yeah.
fires. That's pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
I would say,
So-
yeah, fire's up there on the list of bad things, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently a few hours west of Sydney, there's another disaster going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are overrun with an actual plague of mice.
A plague
Like the
of...
Black Plague type of
A
thing?
plague of mice, thousands and thousands of mice are ravaging the harvest, and they're everywhere. This guy said, like, in his storefront where he sells wheat and all other stuff you sell, he basically has like 100 dead mice a day from his traps.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty bad. And that could lead to a lot of disease and...
They
crap.
said there was one whole town lost phone reception because of these mice.
Because they were
Wow.
eating through the wires and stuff?
Yeah, the mice also ate through the electrical wire in someone's house and caused a fire. The mice are everywhere.
How did that all of a sudden... How do you
Yeah,
all
how
of a
did that
sudden
happen?
have a mouse outbreak?
I don't know. Apparently this area does have mouse outbreaks every like 10 to 15 years, but this is the worst one they've had in a long, long time. So how would you like to live in an area where you're overrun with mice? How would that make you feel? Apparently, because a lot something has to do with also like the climate, I guess something to do with climate change, and like it just basically it hit basically a period with the climate where they are just producing so many mice at such a high rate of speed that it's just causing pet chaos.
Mhm.
They basically can have 6 to 10 offspring every 3 weeks or so.
Oh,
And so that basically exponentially gets real big, real fast.
Australia has problems nowhere else in the world has. They have the weirdest problems.
I mean, they were founded like it's a place for convicts, and that was probably like the best of Australia. So do you guys want to live in a world full of, would you want to live in a community overrun with mice? How do you feel about that?
No, I mean, because like you just said, they're chewing through wires, electrical wires, phone wires, internet wires, so you're basically living in like dark ages, or basically, without any light, without any phone, without any data, like there's no way to live. It's basically like you're living on the land, but then you have to live with rats or mice, so which also, like Jay said, that they can bring disease as well. So
They say basically that it was caused by a couple different things with the weather, certain things that they did to farming, all these things, kind of like a perfect storm for an explosion of mice, basically.
My first apartment was an apartment full of mice in Boston, and I don't recommend living among lots of mice.
Okay, so that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Nightmare number 2.
Okay. Are we going to rank these afterwards?
I don't give a crap.
Okay.
Nightmare number 2. This is not a current nightmare, but it's potential to be a future nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, instead of going to a brothel you might use a sex robot. And the better the more that sex robots look like real women, the more they're going to be used, right?
What?
So here's the future scenario. The warning is that in the future, your sex robot could be hacked and programmed to murder you. Someone sent me this article.
I mean, that's definitely up there on the most hilarious ways to die.
God damn it! Murdered again by a sex robot. We're gonna find these hackers. You thought it was bad when hackers exposed your credit card.
Yeah, that's it's not a video you'd probably want going around.
Yeah.
Because like first of all, they try to make robots for all different types of things. You know, the porn industry is probably like everything they do. The porn industry is like more advanced, basically. The best minds work in that industry, so they're gonna eventually make this perfect robot looking like it's gonna look as good as it's gonna look as good at least as a transvestite. And you're gonna basically people will fall for it as that they're like, oh, I didn't even know it was a robot, and then the robot will be programmed to murder you because people will hack it. The Russians will be hacking our sex robots, and that's how they'll attack America next.
I'm surprised. Like, sex robots, wouldn't the cleanup just be like too much effort? I mean, just a tangent. Like,
sir, you cannot. If you're going to use it here, you have to clean it up, sir. You have to bring your own wipes. We do not provide wipes for you. You clean it up. When you use it, you bring it back with a full tank of gas, and it's cleaned of cum.
When they invent a self-cleaning sex robot, now we're talking.
Sir, welcome to the shop here. We have a lot of. I'll tell you what. You look like a smart consumer. We have sex robots that clean themselves. Are you interested, sir?
Well, go on.
We also have payment plans. I know $8,000 is a lot of money, but for $149 a month, you could have this sex robot that will clean itself.
I mean, I already spend that much on Chatterbait, so.
You know what? That's not the first time I've heard that today.
All right, what's nightmare scenario 3?
Okay, 3, and you could rank them afterwards. So, how are you feeling about the mouse rampage, the mouse plague, or the sex robots that might be programmed to kill you? By the way, like after this scenario, would you prefer to live with the mice or to have sex with a sex robot? Because I'm expecting a sex robot to murder me. At least the mice, I have a shot of surviving.
But with the sex robot, at least you had sex.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I could probably find someone in Mouseville.
I feel like the mouse threat is a real imminent threat, and the sex robot.
You don't think the sex robot thing is a real imminent threat?
Well, I mean,
you said it's in the future for that
right.
for the sex robot.
Clearly, it's not right now.
Right.
Exactly.
I'll take the potential threat over the one that's actually. Literally happening right
now. No. I fucked R2D2 yesterday, and I think he was trying to kill me.
Did R2 clean himself, though?
No.
Yeah, see, that's a problem. And that's why the sequel sucked.
I'll tell you the worst job in the world right now. The worst future job will be cleaning person. Because the cleaning person will be like, no. I'll clean the kitchen, I'll clean the windows, not doing your goddamn sex robot. You gotta clean the sex robot. It's part of the deal.
Right.
Okay, nightmare scenario number 3. Girl Scouts of America currently have millions of unsold cookies.
Yep. Yeah, because they weren't going door to door during COVID, so now there's like warehouses full of millions of cookies.
Those goddamn lazy Girl Scouts could not be creative and figure out how to sell their cookies, and now they have warehouses full of cookies.
None of them decided to get a WordPress website?
No one figured this shit out. They didn't go online. They did not pivot to something else. They just became worthless. They sat in their goddamn homes and said, we have the can't do spirit because we're Girl Scouts.
So now the expiration date's coming up. on all these delicious cookies.
Jay knows the story also, apparently.
Westchester local news doesn't, like, if you watch national news like ABC, it's just like, this person got shot, this person got stabbed, the subway's not working. Like, the local news, like, gives you, like, a lot more interesting news stories. So I learned about Girl Scout cookies today.
The local news is like, we're on the scene, we're at the cookie factory, these cookies expire.
I did see footage of the warehouse.
I'm going to be on the scene for the next 3.5 months to watch these cookies expire.
Yeah, no, they actually did show
we brought in a cookie expert to also talk about this, and we have a panel now to discuss the cookies. What else are you finding out on Westchester News, Jack?
They do a lot of like events that are happening, so you actually learn about things to do in the neighborhood other than like where not to go to die.
Well, I know the local Long Island news was just like during the pandemic was like, here's where a protest is going on where you don't fucking want to live in Long Island. Basically, that's what the news was like. Here's some assholes from like 20 miles away from you who apparently like don't have masks and they all have COVID right now, and good luck. Mm-hmm. But they're protesting.
Since you moved to Westchester, Jay,
do
you still have an outdoor outfit?
Well, yeah. I mean, the
pandemic. People in your building be like, why does that guy always wear the exact same outfit? He only has. I can only afford, the apartment's expensive, I can only afford one outdoor outfit.
I mean, COVID's still a thing, so I'm separating my clothes.
Well, it's become less of a thing. Maybe you don't need the outdoor outfit anymore.
Maybe.
I was in New York City today. Mm-hmm. My wife had an appointment in the city. I drove her in. I walked around the city for a while. Almost no one's wearing a mask now.
Yeah. I just went to the grocery store today. And there were, I would say, a quarter of the people in the grocery store were not wearing masks.
Oh, I went into a bagel shop. People were wearing in the bagel shop, but outside of that, like outside, there were no masks.
For me, it's about half and half outside, but inside, everyone's still wearing.
Where I am in Long Island, like it's also people indoors, yes, outdoors, no.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get outdoors.
Do you get outdoors because you still have an outdoor outfit?
Do I get? Yeah. Well,
I don't know if you really get it because it doesn't spread out outdoors, so you don't really need an outdoor outfit.
Maybe it's just that I like getting comfy, and when I come in from outside, I just get right back into pajamas. Maybe it's not so much an outdoor outfit; it's that I'm lazy.
Janssen, we've broken the outdoor outfits. Jay's like, I don't need this anymore, honey.
We've broken the code.
Jay's
we cracked the case.
I'm just gonna wear my pajamas outdoors because it doesn't matter anymore.
That'll be me 2 months from now if I don't have a job. It's gonna snap. Just be that fat guy with pajamas and sandals walking around outside.
Janssen, do you have any concerns that the Girl Scouts have millions of unsold cookies?
No, I have no concerns about that.
Do you think
I don't think that's a nightmare scenario.
Okay, well, I think maybe you don't understand nightmare scenarios. This is the Girl Scouts.
I feel like it would have been better if you led off with that because you kind of went in like decreasing urgency of your nightmare scenarios.
Yeah.
You went from like all of Australia might die of the plague to like there's uneaten cookies. It was kind of anticlimactic. Since usually you make your lists ridiculous and start with 3 and go to 1, and or vice. And this time you just listed them opposite instead of numbered them opposite.
Rebecca, CEO of Girl Scouts of New Mexico, said her counts had 22,000 boxes left over at the end of the selling season in late spring, even though girls tried innovative selling methods like drive-through booths and contact-free delivery.
How many cookies were these bitches selling?
Yeah, seriously, how many cookies are out there? Holy crap.
How about sell a healthy product? Stop trying to give America diabetes, you goddamn Girl Scouts.
20.
Seriously.
How about low-fat cookies? Maybe we would have bought those. During COVID, you're trying to sell people cookies to get them fatter so they die of COVID. Thanks, Girl Scouts. You're kind of the enemy of America.
Jesus. I mean, and you're paying like, what is it, $5 or $6 for 12 cookies or 14 cookies or something like that? Like, come on.
It's not a good deal. It's not a
Yeah.
That's a racket in itself. Like here, buy $5 worth of cookies and you only get 12.
They call them Thin Mints. If I eat them, I ain't gonna be thin. Goddamn bitches.
They call them it's because they're thin on ingredients.
They're thin on morals, is my opinion. Sell things that are healthy, goddamn Girl Scouts.
I
Yeah,
don't think,
you think they would pivot into something healthy?
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Would you guys get into a driverless car?
Now or
And I don't mean a car that doesn't have a driver, it's just not moving. I mean like Total Recall style, like a car that's actually. Did they have that in Total Recall? Maybe I'm losing my mind. But basically a self-driving car. You're like a taxi, basically. You get in, it takes you a place. Would you do that?
the only thing I remember about Total Recall is the 3-boobed woman.
That's pretty much the only thing anyone remembers from that movie. That's the. I think Alzheimer's cannot hit you hard enough to forget that moment.
I think I was like 11 and I saw that in the theaters and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
You know, like the whole
And you've been
movie,
in search for it ever since.
you know, the whole movie was made. There's one guy at the writing table being like, "Can we just work in the third boob?" Fine, Bill. We'll work in the third boob. We'll put it in the movie. You'll just shut the fuck up about it already.
I mean, it's not like the rest of the movie made any sense whatsoever anyway.
It was a great movie, though. I mean, I'm not gonna like go back and watch it and like it won't stand up to how much I think of it. But like, it's funny because you put movies when you're younger on pedestals that if you go back and watch, you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's I hate when
You
that
think
happens.
Total Recall stands the test of time?
It's probably better than the remake.
I didn't even see the remake. You guys see the
I haven't
remake?
seen the remake.
I won't watch the remakes. I didn't watch Red Dawn. I didn't watch RoboCop. Like,
What movies from your youth? You know what I watched the other day? Actually, I showed my son the movie Tommy Boy, and I remember thinking Tommy Boy was goddamn hilarious.
it's not that good.
It's not that good. Holy shit! I thought that was better. I really liked that movie. I was so, and I'm watching it being like, he's like, there are a couple of scenes he chuckles at, and I'm like, and some of the stuff are also over his head, and some of like the jokes, like I know they're over his head, like the knock knock, housekeeping, I jerk you off. I'm glad that's over his head.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that movie did not really stand up.
You know, I actually thought about that movie today because I was thinking, how did they get away with making the exact same movie like a year later? Black Sheep. It's the same plot with the same actors. It's the same exact movie.
I heard an interview with David Spade, who was on Howard Stern. They were talking about that movie, and he was saying also like, because Tommy Boy obviously was a big hit, and he was just saying while they were doing Black Sheep, they knew it was such shit. Basically, he's like, we knew it was terrible, but we just had to get it made, basically, just to like play on the, because they had like it was like their moment, basically.
It was the same exact plot.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about showing him. He's going away to camp soon. I was thinking before going to camp, I was going to show him Dumb and Dumber. You think that's a bad idea? And do you think that stands up?
I actually rewatched it the other day, and I think it would stand up.
It's okay.
I still laughed a lot.
He's just about to turn 10. I think enough of the humor. I feel like it would be like just enough slapstick that he'll probably find really funny still.
Why don't you show him Ernest Goes to Camp?
Is that really? I thought those movies are terrible.
I don't know.
Are those
I remember.
I tried. You know what? We watched a trailer for Ernest a while back, and it was just looked so bad he refused to watch it.
I mean, I haven't seen it in like 25 years. I remember liking Ernest Goes to Camp and then not liking any of the other Ernest movies.
Yeah, the other Ernest, they were just made for the money. The first one, that was hard. The movies that he has found funniest. Actually, you guys want to guess? What movies has my son? If I say I'll give you a top 3 movies that he's found the funniest, see if you can guess.
Okay.
And these are all movies from when we were kids.
Did you show him?
Movies that were from like 25, somewhere between the ages of 15 to 25.
Did you show him Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I did. It was okay.
Really?
It was kind of slow at times.
Oh,
It was only okay.
I think that movie holds up better than almost any other comedy.
I don't think it does. I like that movie a lot. It's okay. It doesn't hold up as well as you think.
Does
Does he like Home Alone?
That's one of them.
Okay.
Home Alone loves. He loves Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. That was a huge hit.
I still think Plane Trains is the best comedy of all time.
Okay, I'm just talking about from the mindset of a 9-year-old.
Okay.
So Home Alone is one of the top 3 for him.
Top 3. It might be number 1. Home Alone was a huge hit for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
One of them you may guess, and the other one I don't think you'll guess.
So comedies from around that time.
Comedy last 20, like all the comedies are at least 10 years old. 10 years older. 15, like so one of them is probably. Well, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you. Should I give you the actors?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, one of them that you will not get is with Bill Murray, and one of them that you should get is with Will Ferrell.
What About Bob?
Yes, he loved What About Bob. That one is, he thinks it's like the funniest thing, basically. Have you seen that movie, Janssen?
What about Bob? No, I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
Basically, Bob is like, he's a patient of a psychiatrist, and he's just super annoying and in a very hilarious way.
Okay. I was gonna guess when you said Bill Murray, I was gonna guess Groundhog Day.
He likes Groundhog Day a lot. Groundhog Day is not hilarious. It's a very good movie, but it's not hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just talking about the most laughter.
What About Bob probably has more laughs in it.
And actually, I'd say this movie, the Will Ferrell movie, probably has the most laughs.
Old School.
That's a sentence.
I'm not showing my son yet. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh.
Here's where the old guy wrestles the naked chicks and he dies.
You my boy, Blue.
A Will Ferrell movie.
That's a couple more years from now.
A Will Ferrell movie with lots of laughs.
Maybe you didn't find it as funny, but this Will Ferrell movie for a kid just nails it.
Step Brothers?
I thought about showing him Step Brothers. We have not watched that. I was wondering if that would be. I don't know how inappropriate that movie is. That movie I think is hilarious. I saw it in the theater. I think that's a funny movie.
I'm trying to think.
Movie, Jay?
That's my favorite Will Ferrell movie. I think it's in our right comedy. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty funny movie. Jansen, have you seen Step Brothers?
Yes, I have.
Do you like it?
I liked it.
Okay.
I think your son would like it. I don't think it's that bad for a 9-year-old.
I have to figure out. There's a website you can look at. I basically look for like anything sexual. Basically, that's what I'm really worried.
Right. That's why
Personally,
I was gonna say Anchorman, but then there's the boner scenes. I don't think you would have shown him that.
And I think Anchorman's like the humor is more adult. Like he's not gonna think it's that funny.
Yeah, I'm just
What's
trying
that soccer movie that he did, Will Ferrell, like that children's soccer movie? Is it that one?
Yeah, it's not gonna be that one. No. I mean, I can't believe you guys haven't gotten it yet.
I can't think of
He's only had a couple movies where like he was actually like really popular. Like this is like
Elf?
This is probably yes. Elf.
Elf.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean I don't know if you like Elf that much. But
I thought it was funny. I liked Elf.
It's kind of funny for an adult, but like it really nails for kids. Like
I can see that.
He actually, for whatever reason, he was very resistant to watching it, and like I had to force him to watch it, and then he just couldn't stop laughing the whole goddamn movie.
You're like, no, you have to watch this, or else you're not gonna have dinner.
You know what? Like he had seen like a moment of it at some point, like a couple of years ago, and like he just like for some reason he had his mind didn't like it. So he was like, "We gotta watch Elf. We gotta watch Elf." He's like, "No, I don't like that, Dad. I don't like it." I'm like, "Just watch the fucking movie. You'll like it." And then he's like, just losing his mind the whole time laughing.
You're like,
my daughter too loves
it's funny, you little shit.
It's gonna be funny. You don't like it, fine, whatever. Watch the fucking movie. How about I've been alive for 40 goddamn years? I might know more than you do.
I'm going to say he thought the funniest of those three. So we got Home Alone, we have Elf, and we have What About Bob?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't ranked them or anything. I can give you, I think, what I think the order is, what he prefers. You want me just give you the order?
If I was a kid, when I was a kid, I probably thought Home Alone was the funniest.
Yeah.
I think he likes Home Alone the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Home Alone, then Elf, and then What About Bob?
Yeah. It's
Other honorable mentions. He really liked Uncle Buck a lot.
really.
Uncle Buck was funny. I liked it.
Yeah, there's some funny scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else was really funny.
The only part I really liked in Uncle Buck is when the boyfriend picks up the sister or whatever, and he's like, "You ever hear of a ritual of killing?" And he starts laughing. I don't even remember the context of it. I just remember that line was really funny.
What other good comedies were there? we see that. I think I've gone through a lot of the ones that would be appropriate for his age already.
Problem Child.
Actually, you know what? There was a movie that actually is what is it with? One that you guys would not know of. It's a recent movie that he found so goddamn funny. It was Instant Family. And there's no reason you have to go see it. It's a 2018 movie. But I remember we were on a plane ride. He was watching this movie was like one of the movies you can watch for free.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie's PG-13. There's some inappropriate parts. Basically, it's him and some actress who they like adopt 3 kids. And he was laughing so loud on the plane. I had to keep telling him to stop laughing so loud.
Wow.
Like I was like, stop it. People are gonna like say you have to shut the hell up, basically.
That
he
was
just doing like belly laugh. He was doing the goddamn scene from what's the movie where Al Pacino movie
Scarface?
No, Robert De Niro movie where he's Cape Fear. He's basically doing the Cape Fear last in the movie theater, basically on the plane.
That was like my girlfriend when we were on a plane and I watched Lego Batman. I was like,
you were laughing that loud at Lego Batman?
it's so funny. First of all, Will Arnett is playing Batman and he's making fun of Christian Bale the entire movie. So he's doing the stupid Batman voice. He's like, Batman. And like, just that is funny. But like I don't know. It's hilarious. It's really funny.
I've not watched that one, but
I recommend
think he's seen it without me, but I've not seen it.
I recommend it. It's very funny.
What Janssen, what do you think are the all-time great comedies?
Oh God. Wow. There are so many great movies.
Are you just going to keep stalling for time?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I do like Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's a good one, yeah.
I agree with Jay. I agree with Jay that it's very funny. I'm not going to put it as my number one.
I was trying to think of ones that could show, like Meet the Parents. I think there's a couple scenes that wouldn't work. Something about Mary, I think it's hilarious. But I don't.
Yeah, I was going to say something about Mary.
But I don't think I could show that.
That could be a little bit. That could be more for like 12, 13, not.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
They did not like Beetlejuice very much at all.
Oh, I love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is
no,
probably like
it
my
did
number
not
2.
hold up at all.
See, I think these movies hold up.
Back to the Future.
Like I've watched Plane, Trains, and Beetlejuice recently, and I still think it holds up.
So he really liked. My kids both like Back to the Future, but it's not really a comedy. It's like one of those movies where like they call it a comedy, but like there's 3 jokes in the whole movie. It's fine. It's a good movie, but like they really liked it. It's just not funny.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
You know what's a piece of shit of a movie? The Mask.
Yeah.
They like The Mask. They liked it enough. What a piece! I cannot believe that was in the theater and people like saw that movie.
What
and
about?
They didn't be like, and didn't see it and go like, "What the fuck? This is what we're seeing. This is the height of comedy. This shit."
What about Ace Ventura?
That's not age appropriate for 10 years.
Yeah, Ace Ventura has like a scene in the beginning and a scene at the end that like I did. It's not appropriate.
Oh, are we sticking to age appropriate?
Yeah, I'm talking about my stuff for my son. That's really,
I thought that's what we were talking about. That's why I didn't say Ace Ventura because I thought that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Monty Python.
Jay's like Basic Instinct's hilarious.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
You know, I don't think the humor would apply yet to him. I don't think he'd get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We watched School of Rock, and that went over pretty well.
I like Meaning of Life, but you definitely can't show him that. That is like
yeah.
that is so bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it's also you have to. Like Office Space is hilarious, but the jokes are nothing he'd get.
I didn't think Office Space held up.
Really?
I watched it recently and I sold the DVD. I'm like, I never want to watch this again.
Really? Janssen, do you think Office Space will hold up?
I haven't watched it in a long time, so I liked it when I watched it. I watched it like 2 or 3 times, but I haven't watched it in a while, so I'd probably have to watch it again and see if it actually holds up.
You know, I'm scrolling through a list right now as we're talking of of great comedies. Here's one that I don't think he's old enough for, but I think it's a really just a funny one. Kingpin. You guys remember that one?
Yes.
That was a really good one.
No, Kingpin is good, but I think he's got to wait another year or 2. That's kind of like a Big Lebowski kind of.
It's kind of like.
Big Lebowski's great, but it's just not age appropriate.
Yeah.
You know what's definitely not age appropriate? The Cable Guy.
Oh, definitely not.
No.
That's very dark.
It's also not like very funny.
No, it's just kind of.
It's a dark comedy, basically. So it's not funny in the sense that you would think it's funny, but it's a dark comedy.
I think
he refuses to watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which I think would be a good one.
I
I was
love
going to say that one, yeah.
I love that movie so
You know,
much.
this is a list of comedies. Why the fuck is it says 100 best comedy movies? You know what number 64 is? Goodfellas.
That is whoa. Goodfellas is not a comedy whatsoever.
I don't even think there's a joke in that movie. Just
Wayne's
because of the
World.
you think I'm a clown scene, like that's supposed to be.
That's not even a joke. That's just a tirade. That's just a rant.
It was
I
also.
don't know. There aren't that many funny comedies apparently. You know, oh, here's one actually that was a huge hit that they liked a lot was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you think you could remake Mrs. Doubtfire now, or would that be like, or the PC police would be like, cross-dressing is funny? Stop being such bigots.
Oh, they would definitely be all over that.
I thought they were. Before Robin Williams passed, I thought they were actually making a remake of that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they were planning on it, but yes, people would have gotten offended.
I'm surprised there's not someone on Twitter calling for Rob Williams' family to apologize for making that movie.
I think Very Bad Things is one of the funniest movies ever, but that's definitely not for kids.
You don't think the movie where they murder like a hooker would be a good movie to show my kids?
What
Toy
about this?
Story's
What
good,
about
but
the first half hour where all they do is do drugs before they kill the hooker?
How about I Married an Axe Murderer?
not for my kids? I think does that hold up?
Probably not.
I never saw that one.
It was a
Austin Powers probably is not age appropriate.
I didn't.
no.
Like
That's probably another 2 or 3 years.
I didn't like that movie.
You didn't like Austin Powers?
Hated it.
Wow.
What about we?
Yeah. Don't you think a little bit less of Jay now?
A little bit.
My
you know
friend.
what comedy it just wasn't that funny. But the classic is the Blues Brothers.
I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Did you see the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know how that's listed as a comedy, but I don't know what else you would put it. What genre you would put it in?
I mean,
So
I guess
it has to be considered a comedy.
you know what movie I wonder would hold actually. You know, probably the jokes you probably would not think are that funny are Napoleon Dynamite.
That movie, if you don't laugh within the first like 2 minutes, you're gonna hate the movie. Like you either think everything the guy says is funny or it's the worst movie ever.
I mean, I think it's a really funny movie, but like he's probably not quite old enough for that one.
What about Nacho Libre?
I never saw that. Is that good?
Never saw it.
It's Jack Black. I saw parts of it. I didn't see the whole movie. I thought the parts that I saw were pretty funny.
What about South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut? Should I show that to him?
Definitely not
Perfect.
age appropriate.
Perfect.
Definitely not.
What about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
I don't think the humor is transferable to a 10-year-old yet.
I watched
Like,
that recently.
I think it's not going to be as funny based on his age.
I watched that recently. It's still really funny.
I think it's a great movie, but
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. He didn't love Ghostbusters, but it's also not that much of a comedy.
Yeah, that's not a comedy.
I'm at number 18 on our list. Doctor Strangelove. I don't think Doctor Strangelove would translate very well.
I don't think that's comedy either.
That's kind of a dry comedy, isn't it? It's like the whole thing's a satire, basically.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber is on this list. Naked Gun.
That I think that holds up. I think it's just funny, and yeah, I think that holds up along with Airplane maybe.
Airplane. There's some reason Airplane has a scene where like some girl runs across the street naked with her tits hanging out, and
Really?
it's a quick like 5-second thing, but I don't know as to how it gets a PG rating when it does that. And not that I really like. I'm all about seeing tits, but like not for my son. So
Zapateko said American Pie.
that's a good one. I'm going to show him that one. Son, that's the correct way to eat a pie.
What about My Cousin Vinny?
Yes.
Yes.
I did My Cousin Vinny. I love that movie, but it probably was a little bit like not as funny to him. And my daughter, within like 5 minutes of the movie, goes, "There's too much cursing in this movie. I'm leaving."
What about
How about Team America: World Police?
What about The Sandlot?
America, fuck yeah.
The Sandlot.
Yeah, he likes that movie a lot.
Yeah, Sandlot.
That's a great one.
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, that one went over pretty well also.
All right.
What about no, Beverly Hills Cop probably would be too young.
A slightly too much cursing that movie.
All right. Well.
Okay, so anyway, would you guys go into a driverless car or not? I think that was we kind of went on
The tangent we went off.
We went on a little bit of tangent, but back to the car. Janssen, driverless cab. Would you get in?
Right now, no. I mean, because
because we're recording a show.
They've been testing it, and they're saying. I mean, there have been accidents where with these driverless cars, but they're saying that even though they're driverless, you still got to pay attention. So it's like that's kind of not the point that I want a driverless car to be.
So I agree. They have these cruise control where they're like, it's cruise control. You can let go of the wheel, but be vigilant, and that screws people up. So I'm talking about you're going to sit in the back seat, and the car's just going to drive. There's no you paying attention. So apparently, a company called Waymo has sought, and they're like one of these big companies in this world. Actually, a company called Waze and another company called Cruise they've sought permits to charge for autonomous car rides in San Francisco. Meaning they have plans in the not too distant future of having cabs that are going to be completely driverless.
I mean, in the early going, I probably wouldn't because I don't know what the fault rates would be for these driverless vehicles.
Well, let me ask you this: where do you have more confidence? Getting into a yellow cab in New York City, or getting into a driverless cab that's just not in New York City?
Mm.
That would probably be in a driverless cab, not in New York City.
I get in those yellow cabs, and they're just doing the craziest fucking shit.
Yeah, I fear for my life when I get in a yellow cab sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God.
I got in a yellow cab, and we were in Midtown, and he makes a left onto, I think it was 6th Ave, but the opposite direction of traffic. So we have 3 lanes of traffic coming right at us. And he just basically has to drive on the sidewalk to not get plowed. And I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to get out.
Are you sure this wasn't Grand Theft Auto that you were playing?
It was literally.
You're like this, sir. I thought you said Lexington and 3rd. I said here. I'm here. Just stop the fucking car and let me.
It was around the corner from where I got in. It was literally the first turn. I got in the cab. He makes a left onto oncoming traffic, and I'm just,
wow. That's
It's only gonna get better from here.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you assume when you're in the back of the cab, either you assume you're gonna get killed, or you're like, oh, he's a professional. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
All I know is also my assumption also is if we're in a car accident, it won't matter. If I'm trapped in this car, it won't be the car accident. It'll be the goddamn fumes that are going on in this car because they smell so bad in these cabs.
They are pretty, right?
There was I think Artie Lang, comedian, has a bit. Basically, he's the first thing I do in a cab is take a shit because that way it'll smell a little better in the cab.
Yeah, I would.
So my answer to your question is, I probably would get into a driverless car, cab, whatever you want to call it. But I'd have my reservations until it's, been more mainstream.
Okay, you're not gonna be you're gonna wait a little. By the way, the Mets won, so I'm distracted again. Mets won today,
good.
Right?
Yeah,
I was really sitting on pins.
Super important highlights for the people listening. Because when this comes out, when Jay releases the show within a couple of weeks from now, they'll need to know what the score was on the night of the 15th.
Cool.
So if you're listening now, don't look at the Mets score from the 15th until I reported about 5 seconds ago.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And right now the Bucks are beating the Hawks 87-81 in the third quarter. I won't ruin the end of the game for you.
Let's date this episode.
Wait, it wasn't the Bucks and Hawks. It's the Sixers and Hawks.
Oh, sorry. I mean the Bucks and the Nets. Sorry, that was a score from the future. What else is going on, guys? Oh, Jay, are you getting in the driverless cab?
I'll take it in the suburbs. I'm not taking it anywhere near the city.
Okay, fair point.
And what about you?
Sure. Why the hell not? I'll get in. I'll get in only if there's a seat for my sex robot.
Bri would definitely go in.
Brian would be like, I prefer if you just veer into the oncoming traffic.
Bri would be like, I'm going in the front seat, no seatbelt, just whatever happens.
Janssen,
happens.
I have a question for you, Janssen.
Yep.
Would you prefer? Let's see. You don't love your. Let's see. Would you prefer I take off the top of your left pinky, cut it off, or you prefer that for the rest of your life you wake up at 2:30 in the middle of the night and cannot fall back asleep? What would be worse?
I was wondering where you were going with this.
I was trying to think of something minor but very painful versus what Bri is actually living with.
Yeah.
Bri wakes up. He'll be on at some point, but he has not been on the show for a while because he wakes up in the middle of the night and cannot fall back to sleep. He's basically living with some form of insomnia.
Yeah, that
sounds brutal.
Yeah, that is brutal. I think I would rather you get Yakuza before I can't sleep. Yeah, not being able to sleep sucks, because you're just tired the whole day, and yeah, it just sucks.
Jay, I'll ask you, would you rather the sleep scenario or you have out of control toe hair?
I'll take the toe hair.
Okay, just checking.
But yeah, so like because of Marc's kids, we can't record till later, and that happens to fall in the 3 hours a night that Bri actually sleeps. So
Bri sleeps from 8 to like 1, and then it's done.
And has that been a recent thing, or that always happened?
For like the last year or two.
It's been longer than COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Or it's been getting worse again. I don't know. It seems like it's gotten worse basically in the last year, right?
Yeah. Let's say like the last 2 years.
Is it because he has sleep apnea too, or
he does? He does, but it's not that he's waking up when he's sleeping. It's that he like can't really sleep. And
I think he sleeps for some period of time. Like it sounds like he gets like 4 hours of sleep a night and then can't sleep past 4 hours.
Right, but if it was because of sleep apnea, he'd keep falling back asleep and waking up. But once he's up, he's just up. So it's that's not apnea. That's
that's insomnia.
His body's slowly trying to kill himself.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So that
does sound pretty goddamn horrendous.
So that's why Bri hasn't been on in like 8 months.
So anyway, if you are a fan that has horse tranquilizer, you'd like to send it to Bri, just do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, James Harden is 1 for 9 tonight.
Good.
Oh well.
We have 2 questions on Facebook.
Okay.
Andrew writes, what percentage of residents in Jay's new building are Dandy Warhol fans?
I've only asked a few people so far, but nobody wants to listen to them with me.
I'm picturing most of Jay's building being like older people.
That's what I think.
It's a very old building. Like I've seen, I think 3 people in the building younger than me. Like, and I've been here almost 2 months now.
So you basically moved into a senior citizen home.
I have, and I love it. It's so quiet.
Yeah, you know what the thing is? Like, you know how I just asked, would you get into a driverless car? When the people in his building, when they were our age, they asked questions like, would you get into a car?
Yeah, pretty much. No, I would stay in my horse and buggy.
These cars, the trend is not going to catch on. The cars are the tool of the devil. Do you find yourself watching like the Wheel of Fortune more, or like Price is Right just to fit in?
Yeah, it is absolutely insane how old this building is. It's like the lady next to me is 93.
Oof. Do you have to go to board meetings and shit? Or have you gone to any board meetings?
I have not.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
At what point would you, like, let's just say you don't see the 93-year-old for a while. You start you start smelling something coming from her apartment. Would you call the police? Like, at what point would you intervene, Jay?
Say that again?
You smell a rotting corpse from her apartment.
Oh.
At what point would you call someone about this?
Well,
or would you not want to intervene?
There's like a home care aide or whatever that's there most of the time.
Okay.
So I probably won't have to worry about that.
Okay,
I do worry though because I guess she's not home very often because she still gets paper newspapers, and like once or twice a week I'll see like 3 or 4 of them piled up, and I'm like, did it happen? Like,
how active a social life does she have that she's out this much?
When we first moved in, we were introducing ourselves to the neighbors and apologizing for the noise from moving in and stuff, and it was just before 8 o'clock, and the people to the right of me and the people below me were already in their pajamas getting ready for bed, and I already interrupted them, and nobody answered to the left of us. And so after we were done making our rounds, we were going back to the apartment, and the person to the left of us was just coming home, and it was the 93-year-old. So she's more active than the other people around us.
So you're like, where have you been? And she's like, cocaine's a powerful drug.
She's a little hard of hearing, so I was like talking loud to her, and my girlfriend was in the apartment, and she thought I had gotten into a fight with a neighbor already. she comes running out to see what happened, and I was just trying to get grandma to hear us.
What time were you doing the rounds saying, hey, I'm your new neighbor, just moved in? What time was this, like 7 o'clock?
It was like
midnight. It was midnight. Jay's like, knock, knock, I'm your new neighbor.
It was like 7:30, 7:40.
It's Jay.
Yeah, it was probably like 7:40, 7:45. It was before.
He was holding an axe. It was like The Shining.
Well, Jay found his retirement home, so.
Yeah, I'm good.
Andrew writes, will Jay get Mark's dad to pluck the toe hair off his toes now that he's so close? My dad is a podiatrist, and he works in the building next to where Jay lives. So in theory, Jay could go to my dad to have his toes hair plucked, if that's what.
Is that a service he offers?
I don't know if he. I don't know if he can slip my dad a couple extra dollars to get him to do something creepy for you.
I'm like, my last podiatrist plucked my big toe hairs. Just throwing that out there.
Just saying, it was full service in there.
Yeah. I mean, no pressure or anything, but my socks are off, just saying.
You misunderstood what I wanted for a happy ending. I meant just the toe hair, okay, sir?
thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com is the email. Declan writes, hypothetical question for you. Would you take another year of coronavirus lockdown if it meant the Knicks winning the championship this year?
I think actually the question could have been just, would you take another year of coronavirus lockdown? I think Jay might have said yes.
Absolutely would have said yes. I turn on the news.
I would say yes. I agree with that too.
Yeah, I turn on the news and it's like shootings have gone up like 400%, stabbings are up 800%. I'm like, can we just lock everybody down again? Like,
I was sitting in so much goddamn traffic visiting family in New Jersey this past weekend that I was just like, where the fuck is COVID again to get these cars off the road?
It doesn't.
I want a lockdown. This is so much fucking traffic.
It doesn't feel like there's 600,000 less people, does it?
Not in my. A drive that was supposed to be like 45 minutes took me 2.5 hours. Wow. Apparently, all 600,000 corpses were like on my drive, basically in hearses.
So yeah, we would definitely do that. Last question: if you had to do lockdown all over again, would you guys still rather stay in New York, or would you take a year vacation somewhere with more open space? I don't know how you guys have coped in New York, as I live somewhere far less populated with lots of green space, and that sucked. Hope you're all doing well.
I'm in the I would say I'm in the suburbs. It hasn't been that bad with it. Like we have grass. It's fine.
And he said, "Let's go Mets."
Let's go Mets. Yes. Janssen, you live in the least amount of green space. Would you change it for the next pandemic?
Yeah, if I had more open space, I'd probably go out more. I'd probably be in I would probably go outside more than I have. The only time I've gone out is just to do errands. Not really. That's the only part that I kind of miss it, just going out, just to go outside, breathe in some of the fresh air, But other than that, I wouldn't change anything. If there was another lockdown, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't get. There's so many like TV shows and books and video games. Like, I can do this for like a decade, easy.
So I have a question for you guys. Would you like to earn $100 an hour?
Yeah, that's like 175,000 a year.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're doing that for 40 hours a week. I've got a job for you. That it's about $100 an hour. And there's an article on a professional here who does this article, and she's been doing it for many years, and she says it's a very rewarding job.
Okay.
It involves nothing sexual.
Okay.
She is a professional cuddler.
Professional cuddler.
Yes. She basically is paid to cuddle with people.
I don't know if people would pay for me to show up.
She's not that attractive, this woman. But she's cuddly, I guess.
So it's like just a plutonic cuddle.
No fucking, just a platonic. Maybe if you paid extra, they'd cut your toe hair. Otherwise, nothing sexual.
Jason.
She adds in the article that she's had tickle fights with clients before. That's something that's kind of atypical or out of the norm, but there's nothing sexual. She says, I've read books like children's stories because they wanted to feel taken care of in a way, in that way. And that was the thing they remembered from childhood that was really reassuring and nurturing.
And where is this lady based?
This is out of the UK.
I don't think you could do that in New York. I think you wind up getting stabbed.
I'm also going to guess that COVID kind of killed that business.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Could you imagine also you're like, hey, you want to cuddle? The fuck you say to me? Sorry, I'm just trying to make it in the cuddling industry, and it's tough going. I gotta walk the streets and just try to seek business. Sir, you want to cuddle? No? Okay. Sir, you want to cuddle? You said yes. I don't know if I want to cuddle with you, sir.
Zapateko said, unlimited amount of thirsty men. Yes, that is true. I mean,
Jay,
I've seen like Twitch streams, and it's like if there's a girl there, they just throw money at them.
Yeah,
that's true. So Jay, would you $175,000 a year, 40 hours a week? Would you spend 40 hours a week cuddling?
No, I don't.
What if with cuddling it was only opposite sex cuddling?
No.
What if it was only hot woman?
There's a lot of travel involved. It's
okay. Let's just say it's
post-COVID.
$175,000 a year, which is pretty good money. You're only going to cuddle with supermodels. Would you do it?
Not post-COVID, no.
Okay, all of them have the vaccine, and have one good leg.
What the hell does that mean? They're all just hopping into the office. Do I have a cuddle office?
They're all wonderful, beautiful women that are amputees.
Do I have a cuddle office where they can like go to my cuddle room?
You can have a cuddle secretary.
If I could have like a cuddle room and they could come there.
Angela, who's my 4 o'clock?
That I would do if I had a cuddle office.
And maybe during COVID, you would just cuddle over Zoom. It'd be better for you.
There we go. All right, I think we are out of material.
We're never out of material, Jack.
All right, so do you want the new goodbye song or the old goodbye song?
Play me this Travis Avenue song, please.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Janssen.
Thank you for having me.
All right, here we go.
Janssen, I'll be over there.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end.
That's fucking terrible.
All right, so you didn't like the new one. That's fine.
Went on too long.
Okay. Well, there was only
It was perfect, and then you ruined perfect.
it was only 5 extra seconds, but okay.
There's 5:10 to go in the game. Nets are up by 1 now.
Good. I'm glad we got that.
Hey, either of you guys watch the show Dave?
Goodbye.
No, I have not watched it.
Season 2 is coming up.